What is up, everyone, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video with your host, Kenkukun. And today we got the Omega fight, and we got Universe 6. We have Kale's Redemption Run. Alright, now, Kale, for a long time, she's been needing a Universe 6 team around her. And now we have a bunch of Easy A's that hit Global first, and, well, they're looking pretty good. Now we still only have two real main fights that we kind of like gauge units on, but when the 6th anniversary happens on Global, that's gonna change drastically, right? I don't even know if there were AoE bosses. I've watched videos of the events, but as much as I don't want to spoil what's coming, I watch them anyway, and then I kind of just don't pay attention too hard to them, right? So they're just I know that they exist, and that's about it. And I've seen them at least one time. So Kale needs Universe 6 category allies attacking in the same turn. So we'll read her passive once real quick. Attack and defense plus 160, plus an additional 60 and a high chance of launching a super when performing a super attack. Reduces damage received by 20% up to 60% with each super attack performed. Plus an additional 160% to attack and defense, and a great chance of launching an additional super when there's another Universe 6 category ally on the team. That part right there was just kept Kale like held back really hard. Her transformation condition can be activated when there is an ally whose name includes cauliflower on the team, starting from the 4th turn from the start of battle, or after the character performs 6 or more super attacks. Not having a cauliflower that can be ran on the team also held this Kale back immensely. Now we have a cauliflower, but this cauliflower wants to be with STR Kale, so we're gonna do this, and we're gonna hope. Now Vados, she easy aid. The main thing about her is she has a great chance of evading enemy attacks. And then she supports E plus 1 attack and defense plus 20% to Universe 6 Realm of God, Sibling Bond, and Bond of Master and Disciple category allies. She heals when we're below 60% HP for 40% once, and randomly changes key spheres of a certain type to rainbow key spheres at the start of turn if there's another U6 or Realm of Gods category ally attacking in the same turn. She massively raises attack and defense. Her job in this turn is to lower attack in this phase. She's the only one that can do it. Now, she still stacks attack and defense. She has attack and defense plus 160%, plus an additional attack and defense and chance of evading enemies' attack plus 8% per Universe 6 or Peppy Gal category ally on the team. Evades enemy attacks, including super attack, when there is a Universal Survival Saga or Pure Saiyan category enemy. All allies plus 16% for 2 turns after the character evaded 6 or more attacks. In battle when there are 6 or more Universe category allies on the team. Okay, yeah, plus an additional 160 and launch an additional super attack when there is an ally whose name includes Kale in the same turn, right? So those are 2 of the Easy A's that happened here. And let's go ahead and take the turn. Let's see, we'll grab these. We'll grab this, and we'll grab these. Now I'm floating Caulifla off because I need to get her next to Kale. Oh no. Him dodging Vados is the worst thing that could happen. At least Vados is getting super. Not lowering attack is so devastating. It's so bad. The good news is we have Boda Magetta to put in slot 1 next turn, but the bad news is no one else lowers attack on this team. And that's just bad, period. We have AGL units on the team, 2 of them. We have a unit that's not guarding until Caulifla's on the same rotation. So the team has pieces to the puzzle. It's like a Rubik's Cube. This team is like a Rubik's Cube. You have a bunch of pieces, but you have to get them together, right? And if the colors of the Rubik's Cube are not in the correct spots, the team is toast right now, right? So yeah, that's a lot of attacks right there. All right, let's go ahead and grab those. Let's go ahead and grab these, and we'll take a look at her passive real quick. So she easy aid. She does raise attack and defense. Greatly lowers attack. Yeah, if one of them lowered attack, man. Attack and defense plus 160%, plus an additional 16% and chance of performing a critical hit per Pure Saiyans or Peppy Gal category ally on the team. Launch an additional super attack when there is a Universal Survival Saga or Pure Saiyan category enemy. Launch an additional super when there are 6 or more Universe 6 category allies on the team. Plus an additional 160% to stats and guards all attacks when there is an ally whose name includes Caulifla attacking in the same turn. Now, 16% to attack and defense per Pure Saiyan or Pepigal category ally on the team is pretty good. We have all but 1 unit, so we have 6 units on the team, so we're getting 96% of stats, I believe. Alright, come on, Super Botamagetta. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright. Alright, so we're going to launch 1 attack. We're going to launch 2 attacks. And then we probably don't see a 3rd attack. Now I have crit in her hidden potential. I rainbowed these units a very, very long time ago. Nowadays, I don't rainbow units that are not good on release, that I know have to wait for an EZA, or there's not like a clear direction in their kit. They just sit there until their EZA hits, and then I decide how I'm gonna build them. And when I'm unsure, I just give them the full dodge treatment and additional, because criticals or whatever, most units are gonna thrive based on additionals and dodge. And if the unit isn't relevant with additionals and dodge and their hidden potential, and they didn't get it in their passive, they were destined to fail, like, forever. So now Kefla was the other unit that EZA'd. Kefla looking very, very nice. Let's take a look at her passive. So we'll go back to the base now. She greatly raises attack, raises defense for 1 turn, causes immense damage, and lowers defense. Ki +1 and defense of 200%. Attack plus 200, defense plus 100 when performing a super. Plus an additional attack plus 150 and a high chance of evading enemy's attack with 3 or more key spheres obtained. Launch an additional super with 6 or more key spheres obtained. Transforms when conditions are met. She just transforms turn 3, start of battle. And then transforms the very next time you see her, which is pretty good. I believe that used to be tied to her health, I think. I have the wiki open. Let me pull it up real quick. Before that, I believe, let's see, I believe she was tied to 60% or more HP at the start of the next, and they just removed that. One of the best things they could have done. But yeah, in her transform state, she's now getting, she's getting 250 to defense, attack plus 250, defense plus 100 when super attacking, an additional 150 and a high chance to dodge with 2 or more key spheres obtained, an additional 50% defense with 4 or more key spheres obtained, and an additional super with 6 or more key spheres obtained. Pretty good, pretty good. Alright. Grab those, same type orbs, grab those, same type orbs, and I don't want Kefla to go crazy. She has a lot of additionals built into her. She probably... I don't like to deal too much damage to Omega in the first phase when I have stackers on the team that need to stack. Vado's super attacking finally looks very, very good. She's the only one that's lowering attack, so it's actually quite a gamble for me to even consider staying in this phase at all. However, we're going to take that gamble. We're going to get Caulifla and Kale next to each other, and they'll be healing us up here and there as we go through the fight. That means Botamagetta has to be floated off. So I do need time to get Botamagetta to this rotation, because Botamagetta is going to be slot 1 tank for a while, right? So his job will be to sit in slot 1. Now that we have Kale here to guard, Caulifla here to, heal up and stack. 444, 334, and 380 for Botamagetta. Now, Botamagetta stacks defense for 6 turns, and then he gets an additional defense, and I haven't used him for a long time, but he gets an additional defense when he gets hit. I can pull him up to the side. He did not EZA with this batch of units, but he does have an EZA. I've never used him because, well, I've just never found a reason to use him. So, yeah, he raises defense. The main points, the main points. He raises defense on super attack for 6 turns, 30%. He gets 10% defense per Universe 6 category ally on the team, up to 60, which we have. He gets 160 to stats, T +3. He guards all attack when there is a Universe 6 category ally attacking on the same turn. or when HP is 80% or below. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 60% for 3 turns and a medium chance of launching an additional super attack within the same turn after receiving an attack. If he just launched an additional super, if he easy 8 today, they just give him launch an additional super, he's looking far, far better than what he is already. He just needed that specific piece into his kit. Alright, we're not going to transform with the Kales yet, even though we can, because their defense on transformation is tied to turns. They only have that defense for so many turns. I believe it is 6 turns. Yeah, 100% defense for 6 turns from the start of turn, right? So, let's see, where are we at? Oh, okay, alright, Kale. So, we're probably not going to be killing Omega right here either, huh? Let me get some water. There we go. And wow, was that 3 supers? Now base Kale can pump out 4 supers. She launches 2 additional attacks, each of which have a medium chance of becoming a super attack when she performs a super attack. And then, oh no, that's transform. High chance of launching an additional when performing a super. And then great chance of launching an additional super when there's another U6 category ally on the team, and then the hidden potential could kick in. So yeah, I didn't think we were going to kill him right there. Oh, hello, Kefla going Super Saiyan 2. Now we'll take a look at Kefla. Kefla, we haven't done much with Kefla. He does stack. Ooh, E. I'm trying to figure out where we're getting 6 key spheres. I don't think we're getting 6 key spheres. He does have a 50% chance to dodge. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at her passive. So key plus 3, defense plus 260, attack plus 260, plus an additional 120 when performing a super. High chance of evading enemy's attacks, so she has a 50% chance built in. Plus an additional 160 and defense plus an additional 160 attack and defense plus 60 with 2 or more key spheres obtained. An additional super attack with 4. And then launch is an additional super attack and chance to perform a crit and chance of evading plus 20% with 6 or more key spheres obtained. Still stacking attack and then raising defense for 1 turn. Her active skill, we'll never see it against this guy. We need to be fighting a Pure Saiyan or Universal Survival Saga category ally once. And all it does is just change physical key spheres to SCR key spheres and attacks effective against all types for 1 turn. As far as active skills go, that's just... it's whatever. Alright, let's see. I'm trying to see if there's at least 4 key spheres I can get. I can get 4 if I grab these. Sure. Alright, let me grab these. Alright. As long as she doesn't have to go against the super attack, she's gonna be looking good. Alright. Cauliflower. Didn't dodge. 85,000. That's not too bad. Type neutral, I suppose. 244 to Kale. That's a pretty hefty hit, to be honest. Have we used Vados' heal? I hope not, because we're gonna need Vados to heal us now. Alright. We will be transforming with Kale next turn, and then the other Kale when we see her again. I'm trying to figure out if I can get Kefla and Kale next to each other instead of Boda Magetta, but Boda Magetta is only a reliable tank if his defense is always up. But because when he gets hit, he only has an extra defense for 3 turns. Every third time you see him, that defense is gone. So the first attack, that could be a super attack, is really, really bad. Now we did get 4 attack. Wait, 60 million attacks there. What am I looking at? We all right. We did get 4 key spheres, so we got the additional super. So we're not worried about taking damage from the normals now. Oh, and 50% chance of dodge. We did already heal. Okay. All right.
Maybe this form takes so much raw power that you have to lose yourself in it to get here. But I think you're amazing.
Cauliflower.
Sorry to keep you waiting this long, Cauliflower. I'm ready to show you just how strong I've become.
All right. Oh, is an AoE the first? Nice. All right, so Boda Magetta can sit in slot 1. I guess we'll be floating Vados out of here. Boda Magetta has more defense, so we'll give him the Int Grips here. We will get the same type orbs here as well. We'll leave the Tech Orbs for Caulifla next turn. Alright, Boda Magetta getting that defensive stack, looking good. And then Vados with the dodge. Win or lose, I'm not... Ooh, this is gonna hit hard. 300k hard? Oh my... Oh, wow. We actually died? I'm like, win or lose. Win or lose, I wasn't too worried about the team right there. So, again, it's against an AoE boss. Do I hate... Or what do I think about the team? And I have to think about the future, right? Where we're not going to have just the Omega and the Fusion Zamasu fight, where we're just going to be kind of like gauging units off of because of AoEs. I think the team is fine. I think it can function relatively well. Did we die there because of AoEs? No. I mean, we could have saved a little bit of damage the turn before if we didn't take an AoE normal. And the AoE normal actually made Boda Magetta have more defense, so I would say this team is still just missing, like, I would honestly say 2 units. Well, one tank unit at least one more tank. If you're going to make these 2 a rotation, that's fine. But you need another tank. And I don't know that... I mean, I don't know that Kale would have tanked any better than Boda Magetta right there in slot 1. I think Boda Magetta was getting a little more defense being rainbowed. Now, if my Kale was rainbowed, I could have argued putting mine first, and maybe she would have had more defense, because they both get that... They both get defense after getting hit for 3 turns, right? And she's getting 60% to attack a defense, and he's also getting, I believe it's 60%. The thing that hurts Boda Magetta is, like, he has tough as nails. And no Universe 6 unit is going to have this except for these guys. And, you know, until they EZA, we're not looking at them as a rotation, right? And when they EZA, then Kale, you know, Kale can just be a floater. I'm fine with that. And then Kale, you know, she's only going to link so well with Boda Magetta defensively. Of course, I could give her defensive equips too. Anyway, that's it. I like the team. I think, you know, again, it's a little bit late in Dokkan. Nobody wants a unit to come out as a leader. And then we have to wait. Like, when did she come out? April 1st, nearly a year, right? It's going to be closer to a year for JP. For her to be like runnable, like utilizing Kale completely, and they have more events to do it on. So I think yes, this was a good redemption for Kale. And well, I hate that it has to be a redemption. I hate units that come out that have to need a redemption arc to be viable, right? So that's it. That's all I got. Thanks so much for watching. I super appreciate it. Enjoy your night, evening, morning, whatever may be. Peace out. And I will see you all next time.